push-through day for you guys? It was a tough practice, it looked like.
Yeah, I mean, definitely coming off an off day or not a practice day, it's definitely, one of those days you got to have a good mindset going into it. They throw some kinks in the, practice schedule to, kind of throw us for a curveball a little bit. It's kind of, like I said, it's all about mindset and how you approach the day.
How are you guys approaching it? As the 4 returning offensive linemen, everybody knows it's going to be a strength of this team. I guess just what is the mindset as far as you guys leading the way?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we got to lead the way, so we got to come with it, every day. Bring the energy, bring the juice, set the tone from the first play of practice to the last, just how we're going to do in the game. We're going to set the tone from the first play to the last play, so we can't, just expect to start that whenever we do it, in Las Vegas. That starts now, whenever we go out and approach practice, so that it's just, muscle memory whenever we get to Vegas.
With the changes to the offense, it looks like you guys are attacking more in the run game. As a guy on the end, what's it like to see these guards get out and move the way that they are with this new offense?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, like you said, it's a new offense. And, we have a lot different players than we did last year, but being able to, be more diverse in the run game and showing different schemes, it's only going to help us. And we're going to be really good at all of them because, we're going to spend a lot of time working on each and every one of them. So the biggest thing for us, like I said, is just dominating up front and letting guys like Kyron, Chris, Caleb, Josh, and the list goes on and on, just do what they do, and that's make plays.
You guys are a very veteran offensive line, obviously, and it might be some of you guys last year with the program. Some of the younger guys in the room that maybe won't get those first-team reps this year, how have you seen them kind of grow, and are you guys as veterans kind of helping them out a little bit to kind of set them up for success in the coming years?
Yeah, I mean, the talent's definitely there, and, they will get reps this year. They're going to play. A lot of them will. And, like I said, with the talent being there, they all come in. They want to be great. They ask us a lot of questions, just because, we've been in the game. We know what to expect. We know what it takes to go out there and win at a high level in the SEC. So, guys like Tyree Adams, Bo Borderline, all those guys, they're going to play a big role in what we do this year, and, the future's very bright for them.
What's it like kind of listening to Brad Davis break in some of these freshmen on the field?
Familiar. But, I mean, just the intensity he brings, he tells us every day, he's not going to change the standard for anybody. And, it's not going to change. Nobody feels bad for you. So, it's what's required to, be a part of the O-line here at LSU. It's hard work, Obviously, it's hot. I mean, everybody can see that, but it's what you do whenever it's hot. Can you go out there and, block that out and, go out there and do your job when you're tired, when you're hot, when your body doesn't feel, the best, can you go and get the job done?
So you've got memories of, hey, back up 5 yards, we walk to the line, like he was doing with that second team today a lot?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, you look over and, you see him doing that and you're like, I mean, I've probably been a part of something like that at some point here, but, it's part of it. You got to come in ready to go. So, those guys, there's a lot of good players in that group that y'all saw today doing that. And, the future, like I said, is bright for all of them.
How is DJ doing, being the new kid on the block, I guess?
DJ's great. Like I was saying earlier over there, the DJ, had a hold of field with Charles Turner leaving, but Charles set such a good example of what it took to, be a leader, and a great communicator and a good player here in the SEC. So I think that DJ being able to, see that, watch that, learn from him, ask questions from him on a day-to-day basis, put DJ so far ahead because Charles was such a good communicator. And, whenever you're out there in the SEC with 100,000 people in the stands, communication is the biggest thing, being able to get 5 guys on the same page, working together. And I think that that's one of the things Charles did the best. And, with DJ being able to watch that first-handedly and learn from him, I think that's put him so far ahead of the curve. And, he's growing every day. Obviously, he doesn't have that many game reps, but, that's going to come. But he's going against good guys at practice every day, so he'll be ready.
Tell me about Nuss, I guess, and maybe just the change in demeanor now that he's, the number one there. Do you see anything different in him, or is he approaching it a little different?
Nuss has, definitely waited his turn, and, I couldn't be more excited for him. He's going to go out there and, light the SEC up. I mean, obviously the offense is different compared to last year. I mean, everyone here knows Nuss isn't going to, bust down the sideline for 90, every 5 plays, but he very well could. But, that's just not, like I said, the style's different. But, it's going to be effective, and we're going to get the job done. We're going to score a lot of points.
With the screens that you guys are running, do you feel like physicality is kind of at a premium now?
Physicality will always be a premium here. Coach Sloan told us today we're going to go from inside out. So everything, like I said earlier, starts with us up front. We set the tone for the rest of this team and the offense, and we're going to get the, guys going for sure.
Defensive line is obviously a big question mark to a lot of people heading into the year, but it seems like they're all getting on the same page. And they were saying going up against you guys and the offensive line has kind of helped them. What have you seen from them, of having them get better throughout camp so far?
The defensive line, the players are definitely there. I mean, I can go on and on about the guys that are there and, what they're good at and all this. But I think the biggest thing is, just their energy. Their demeanor coming out to practice every day is just so much different from last year in a good way. They come out juiced up, ready to fight, ready to go. And that's what we need. At the end of the day, it's just a fight in the trenches. I mean, it is what it is. It's not always going to be pretty. You just got to be ready to go in there and get dirty. And that's what they've been doing. So I'm excited for them.
We saw on day one, BK call y'all guys up, and he did it again today after some bad reps. I guess how much are you noticing him stressing the small details that make the big picture?
Yeah, I mean, the details are everything. He preaches that everything's on, the walls in here. The little things are what matters the most. It's what adds up at the end of the day to make the big things or the little things. So whenever you think something doesn't matter, that could be the difference between you losing a rep, especially, with some of these positions, for us. I mean, hand placement, if you have your hand wide, it could be the difference in you giving up a sack or not. So whenever you're, thinking that something doesn't matter, it's usually the things that'll make or break the game for you.
We haven't really talked about the tight ends at all. Just that room is filling out, right? And they've got guys that can be a little bit more versatile than maybe in the past. Are you noticing their involvement more? Are you seeing, obviously more double tight end sets?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is probably the deepest tight end room LSU's probably had in a long time, just from top to bottom. I mean, guys that can go out there and make the big catch, but they can also come down and help us, block. But like I'm saying, there's so many, different type of athletes in there. I mean, from Trey Dez to Mason to Max, Pimp. I mean, it's just, like I said earlier, it's one of the deepest tight end rooms I can remember seeing here since I've been a little kid watching.
Everybody kind of knows the year that you're expected to have and the potential for your future. I guess, how did you approach this year going into it, knowing that, it's going to be a big year for you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really pay attention to much of the outside noise. I mean, I'm worried about these guys in here because, these are the guys who I do it with. And, if we come in here, win a national championship, win a Joe Moore Award, have the best offense in the SEC. The rest of the stuff will take care of itself. But my focus is to, like I said, win a national championship here.
Anybody else standing out that maybe we're not talking about?
On offense or defense?
Anywhere, I don't care. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of young guys that, will catch your eye. Gabe Relaford, he's one of the hardest workers on this team. He comes in every day with it on his mind. He's ready to go. Caden Durham, I think, is going to be a big back for us this year. Deshaun Spears will be a really good player for us this year. I mean, there's a lot of guys I can go on and on about that, but I think that, it's just you'll have to see it for yourself from Vegas because, I mean, I couldn't really, pinpoint. But I think there's a lot of guys that, aren't being talked about that could have really big years for us.
What do you like about this team so far?
The grit. I'd say that the grit and the toughness. This off season, we had probably one of our best off seasons we've had since I've been here, just from a work standpoint, pushing ourselves, guys pushing each other, competing every day, and everybody here wants to win. I mean, it's year 3. It's time for us to do something instead of just winning 10 games. I mean, 10 games is cool with other schools, not here. 10 games gets people fired. People replaced, so it's time for us to do something a little different and win a national championship.
There's a soundbite of the day right there from all 4 guys. And just finally, you going into this year and so forth, this collection of guys, how special is this collection of guys up front that you're playing with?
I mean, it's awesome. Like I was saying earlier, you don't really find guys that have played 3 years next to the same person in the SEC. Usually somebody will end up leaving. So it's really a blessing for us, I think, as not just as for us as individuals, but this team, you know, being able to have those guys up front with me and, you know, Emery, Miles, Deli, and, you know, DJ's, I mean, I wouldn't consider him a, you know, new guy. I mean, he's been here, so he knows, you know, what all we do, what it takes, and things like that. But it's a blessing because, you know, whenever you can, you know, take so many reps next to somebody, it's muscle memory now, so I think it's only going to help us.
All right, last one. Yeah, just tell me about the run game. Just seeing John on day one, pretty explosive. Like, we were kind of surprised at how quick he was. But having the backs that you do, and you mentioned Caden, I mean, but the three guys that we know about, like, how much better are they this year and ready to roll?
I mean, they all look great. They all had great all seasons. Josh, Caleb, John. I mean, John is, I mean, everybody knows about John. I'm excited for him. I feel like he's going to have a good year this year, and just coming off last year with the injury and stuff, I'm excited that, you know, he ended up staying with us, and I couldn't be more excited for him. But, yeah, the run game, I mean, like I said earlier, it's a lot more diverse. We're showing a lot more looks, a lot more different things, just throw defense for more curveballs. I mean, last year we kind of, you know, line up. We're just better than you. It was what it was. You know, you knew what was coming, but you still had to stop it. And quite frankly, nobody could. But, you know, this year we're going to line up and we're going to make you stop us. And they're going to know we're coming right at them. And it's going to be in different ways, but they're going to know we're about to run the ball. And we'll see if they can stop it.